Imagine a watch that costs more than your dream home. A timepiece so rare, only a handful of people on Earth will ever even see it in person. But here's the twist. It doesn't just tell time. It tells the world who you are, your status, your story, your power, if you think it's just a watch. You're about to find out why the wealthy are obsessed with what S on their wristband. Why, in their circles, time really is money. Let us start with something that bends the very idea of a timepiece. The Patek Philippe Grandmaster Chime, worth over $31 million. Yes, million. But what's it made of? Unicorn hair and moon dust? Not quite. It's 2 dials, 20 complications, and more engineering brilliance than some satellites. And it's one of one. A masterpiece you inherit, you protect, and you pass down like royalty. That's not a watch. That's generational dominance. Now hold that thought and ask yourself, if you had $31 million, would you spend it on a watch, or an island, or a small country? Before you answer, meet the Jacob Co Billionaire watch, $10 million. 260 carats of diamonds, and enough sparkle to make the sun jealous. Floyd Mayweather owns one. Of course he does, because when you're undefeated, your wrist game has to match. But beyond the diamonds lies the message. I don't rent wealth. I own it. But here's the pattern interrupt. Not all billionaire watches are dripping in diamonds. Enter the Audemars Piguet Royal Oak complication. Under $1 million, still a fortune, but it's what it is. Represents precision, discretion, power. It's the watch worn in boardrooms, not ballrooms. You might not notice it across the table, but the right people do. And in the world of generational wealth, that's the only audience that matters. Let's go deeper. The Rolex Daytona Paul Newman model sold for $17.8 million. Why? Because it belonged to Paul Newman, meaning the story is sometimes more valuable than the steel. Collectors aren't just buying timepieces, they're investing in legacy, in iconography, in timelines of influence. Here's what separates the wealthy from everyone else. They know a watch isn't about function. It's about symbolism. It's not when you wear it, it's where and why. These watches don't show off, they whisper. They don't scream wealth, they murmur legacy. And ironically, the most expensive watches are often worn under the cuff, invisible, until they're not. Want the crown jewel? The Graf Diamonds Hallucination, $55 million, kaleidoscope of rare colored diamonds, each hand-selected and mounted on platinum. It doesn't tell time, it owns it. This piece isn't even sold, it's displayed in exhibitions, like a painting, except this painting fits on your wrist, guards your entrance into the rarest rooms in existence. So now you're probably wondering who buys these and why? Because for the 0.001%, time isn't something they measure, it's something they command. These watches are power moves, artistic, strategic, and sometimes tax-efficient. Yes, there are silent financial advantages to owning certain high-value watches as assets, but that's a story for another video. What if I told you there's another battlefield of billionaire obsession? Not wrists, but wheels, or better yet, wings. Because in our next video, we diving into the unspoken war between luxury cars and private jets. Which one actually dominates the flex economy? Which one secretly costs more than you think? So hit subscribe, because in this world, every detail matters. And those who know, wear it well. Veluxe Vault, where prestige meets purpose.